Coach, we're in the TV studio now. We saw the radio studio. We're in the TV studio. We saw the second floor where you do your client events, your client lobby area, your conference rooms where all the business is written. So you've obviously found something that works, a process. $100 million for 2 advisors in a geographic area with less than 1 million population, which I know that's why you're opening the Vegas office to get to that next level. But if an advisor wanted to participate and work with your radio platform, like what all does that entail?
Well, it's pretty easy. I mean, we try to make it as simple as possible because I know if you're an advisor out there, you're probably busy. You've got, you're doing seminars and you're following up with people and it's a full-time job.
Right.
So all you have to do is flip a switch, basically. I mean, we can take over your marketing as far as the media presence and develop you into a local star almost overnight. Within 2 weeks, we can get you on air as long as your radio station has some time spots. And that's the main thing is once you commit to this, you need to keep going because once you get that time spot, it's like real estate. It's like beachfront property, Phil. If you give it up, you're not going to get it back. There's other advisors wanting that, and they're gonna destroy the time a lot of times because the worst thing you can do is go on and try to do your own show and make a fool of yourself because you only get one chance to make a first impression, they say. And so I didn't know what I was doing when I started, but at least I did a professional show. And so it's possible to do it yourself, but it takes 30 or 40 hours a week to do a good show. It really does. With show notes, editing, getting the right team in place, coming up with good calls to action. We do all that for you. So time is worth some money, I think. So, but we do it really, really affordable. I've been told I need to raise prices, but right now it's $2,000 a month.
So I think everybody's super interested in the cost, what we like to call what's the catch. Before we get into the catch, let's get everybody excited about some of the successes that other advisors have had across the country. And then we can really get into the nuts and bolts of what someone needs to budget to actually launch a professional radio show.
2010, I started marketing this to other advisors when they started seeing my numbers go up. And so with a major FMO back then that was growing, we had 18 of the 20 top guys were doing our show, and they all increased their premium to the points where some of them were over 100 million.
Wow.
But now just a couple local stories. I had an advisor in North Carolina, in the other part of the state, your part of the state of North Carolina, and he was tired of doing seminars. And he said, Coach, I want to stop doing seminars. How can I stop doing seminars? I said, well, number one, don't give up seminars ever if you don't want to. But within a year, I can get you off seminars if we do A, B, and C on the proper radio stations. And so he said, I'm all for it. Within 2 months of doing my show, he stopped all seminars.
Wow.
And he is, well, you know him, I think he's quadrupled his premium or more. And his quality of life has gone up.
He's increased his annuity production and his assets under management. His assets under management increased dramatically from what it was before radio.
Because they're hearing you on the radio, they know you're not going away. You didn't buy a mistake to get their attention.
Right.
And he's got he's trying to design his office similar to mine. So again, make a good presence in the area. Another advisor in Maine, of all places, went from a $2 million producer as doing seminars to $31 million last year.
Wow.
This is in 2 years. So $2 million to $31 million. Now that's not going to happen to everybody.
But that's life-changing.
Yeah, and so Maine is not the place you think about where you'd write all that kind of premium. But he's smart. He's taken our show and put it on 3 different stations during the weekend, and he has more leads than he can handle.
Now, do you find that, I don't know, it could be just more of a preference, but are advisors having more success when they do their own show with you, or when you're kind of celebritizing them, where you're doing the full show and they're doing the advertising, et cetera, around it?
One of the guys I mentioned does their segments in my show. So it's 2 national segments and 2 local segments. The other advisor does his whole show. It's a really good gift of gab he has. So it's up to you. I mean, my ego takes a back seat. I don't care if I'm on in your area with you. I want to make sure you have the best show. I want to make sure you get the best leads because then you'll never leave and you'll tell other people how good radio is. So again, there's 3 options. Either you do your own show, we help you do it. We give you all the notes. We give you a co-host, so it's you and the co-host on there. We professionally edit it. We get it to the station. All you do is appear for about an hour and a half every week.
And that's what those other studios.
Yeah, from your own office. So we set you up where you can do it from your own desk. We show you how to set up a radio studio in your office, which is really impressive when potential clients come in and you say, hey, this is where I do my show from. I know an advisor in Florida has, we talked him into building a studio right in the middle of his office, all glass. So when people walk in to see his other advisors inside his office, his advisors, they see the radio studio. So it's a focal point, which it should be.
That's interesting. That makes sense.
It's a big thing. Everybody wants to talk to the celebrity, and they hear you on air, you're a celebrity. So, but you can do it from your own, with, I think, less than $1,000, the equipment that you plug into your computer, right through the internet, and you sound like you're right in a studio. It's amazing. Back in the day when I first started, it was like $10,000 to set up that. Now it's $1,000 because technology has advanced so much.
So it's more preference for the advisor. There's not one way that's
whatever.
more successful.
If you can talk, I always advise you. We help you design your own show. We come up with your own customized name for your show. We even help you get a domain if you want. We show you how to do that. But I don't know. Credibility is important. I've built a lot of credibility over the years. I'm not bragging. It's just happened over 26 years. People know who Coach Pete is, and so if you're on the show with Coach Pete, we do a lot of marketing. Any lead that comes in to us that's from your area because they maybe look me up instead of you, we send it right to you. We only have 2 offices here in Vegas. I'm not competing against anybody.
Nice.
So we want to see every advisor we work with make more money. That's what it is. So we'll show you what we think. Now, some advisors don't want to talk on the radio, but they want to get leads. So we have something we call the lead machine. We play our show that we know works here in this area. We get between 40 and 60 leads a week in Raleigh. Wow. And we air that in your area. And you won't see 40 to 60 leads right away, but you'll see that steady incline. And the show that runs in your area has your own customized phone number and your website and even commercials built for you in there. So it's not like you're not having anything to do with the show. We can even say the following show is brought to you by your local planner, that kind of thing. So one of the things, Phil, I think is important is everyone listening or watching, give us a call and we sit down and we can go through the good, bad, the ugly of every single one of those options, do the Ben Franklin situation to show you the positive, negatives, and then you decide where you want to be. And you can change. Like, let's say you decide to do your own show, and 3 months later you say, I'm tired of taking all this time and doing my own show. Can I be a guest on your show? Yeah, we flip a switch, and within a week you're doing our show with us. So
I like it.
It's we're totally fluid. We always advise people commit to at least a year because it takes about a year to start building that credibility up.
Right.
The worst thing you can do is get on for a couple of months and get frustrated and leave because people are listening. You might not know. I've been on like almost 15 years now, and I still have people call and say, I just heard your show for the first time. If I would have given up and not done the show because I didn't think anybody's listening, I wouldn't have got those people.
Right.
So we're getting more and more people. And we had a lady who said she's been listening to us in her horse stables every single Saturday morning for the past 8 years. She brought 6.3 million in.
Wow.
So think about that.
But it took her years of listening to the show before the timing was right.
It's that credibility fire. You're putting the logs on there. Certain people will respond faster. Certain people takes longer. If you ever watch Survivor, when they have to build the fire and then try to burn the rope up there when they build the fire. Some fires get big, some don't. But again, one of the main problems that advisors have is finding the right radio station and the right time slot. And we can help you. We have a department that negotiates with radio stations, gets you the best deal. We don't take any money from you. We try to get you the best deal. There are some FMOs out there that supposedly negotiate your radio time, but then they add 15% commission on there for themselves. And so be careful with those little games there. But if you aren't getting good response, and I listen to the shows, and I make sure to give advice and what you should change, or if you're doing fine, I tell you. But if you're doing a great show and you're not getting any leads, it's probably the station or the time spot. Because we know it works. So it's about some of you listening or watching, say listening because I'm on the radio all the time. Some of you watching right here probably are saying, well, my area won't be good for that. I'm in too small of an area. Actually, I love small areas because everybody in the area is probably listening to that same station.
Correct.
And then people ask me, AM or FM? I like FM better because every car these days has FM.
Right.
A lot of cars don't have AM, and AM is nowhere near as clear as FM. But
I don't even know how to get to the AM in my car.
There are some stations I do because I want to listen to my shows. And if you do a show with us, we advise you to always listen to your show every single week in your car or in your home on the radio, not on the streaming, not on the internet. Make sure it's really on the radio. I busted a station out in Vegas. We've only been on since December 1st, and I'm on 3 stations out there. One of the stations never played our show. The last 2 weekends I've been out in Vegas, and I turned the station on, and they were having a travel show and not my show. So we busted them. So you have to monitor these radio stations because they won't admit. Sort of like the IRS. If you overpay in taxes, they won't tell you. If you underpay, they'll tell you. So if I didn't pay my bill, they tell me. So we're getting bonus shows for that now. But it's important to monitor and not blame yourself. We'll give you constructive criticism. We'll give you advice. We'll give you show notes. But there's no better way that I've found to build credibility without buying a steak.
Well, thank you for sharing some of those success stories.
Yep.
I personally know quite a few advisors that have been through Coach Pete's program, and we have seen tremendous growth, not only in their annuity business, but more importantly in their AUM business as well.